year. We have Joel Klatt joining us now, and we've been fortunate enough to spend some time with Kyler Murray. What do you think? What are his odds now to win the Heisman?
You know, he's playing unbelievable football, but there's a guy playing better football right now, and that's unfortunate for Kyler. There's a couple of factors at play here. One is that Kyler is doing basically what every other Oklahoma quarterback and really Lincoln Riley quarterback has done in the history of this system. You know, so you could make an argument that he's a byproduct of the system. Now, I happen to think that he's playing unbelievable. His feet are dangerous. He's throwing the ball down the field as well as anybody in the country. However, there's a guy right now playing college football that has taken the greatest program in the history of the sport to another level. That's tough to do. Think about these numbers. Jenny, when Alabama won their national championships under Nick Saban.
You don't have to convince her. You got to convince.
I'm all in.
Go ahead.
You're the easy part. So I was just going to go the other way.
Thank you.
35 points per game is what Alabama averaged in their 5 national championship years combined. Okay, not shabby, but not great.
Right.
54 points per game is what they're averaging right now. #1 scoring offense in college football. 19 points difference. I mean, are you kidding me? You're talking about close to 3 touchdowns. He's taken over in terms of throwing the ball down the field, 13.2 yards per attempt. That's way up from Alabama from what they were a year ago, 8.2 yards per attempt. 3 incompletions total on 3rd down. 3. 7 touchdowns in 21 attempts. By the way, he's averaging 18.5 yards per attempt on 3rd down. Tua Tagovailoa has taken the greatest coach in the history of college football, the greatest team in the history in terms of a decade run, and he's ratcheted up what they've been able to do. Oklahoma's great. Kyler's great. It's virtually the same thing that we were seeing last year and the year before. This is just a different deal with Tua at Alabama.
Who's Bama play this time? Stanford?
No, they got Arkansas.
Or who is
they got Arkansas.
Oh, that's right. Arkansas.
They're destroying everybody.
Hey, by the way, he's doing that in one half of football every year. I mean, this is like the quarterback version of what Barry Sanders did in 1988.
Can you imagine if he actually had if he could play in the 4th quarter, Skip, or if he played late into the ball, late 3rd quarter? I mean, think about this.
Well, then they'd win 100 to nothing.
That's true. That's true.
What want that?
Is Tua. Right now, Tua is Usain Bolt in 08 through 12. When he had so far, if he doesn't pull a hamstring, it's his trophy. And I know you look, Skip, he's not even in the top 100 in far as attempts at the quarterback position. The dude got 88 attempts. He got 14 tubs. Can I interest you in that, Skip? I mean, 88 completions. Can I interest you in that, Skip?
Nope.
You don't want that? He's taking a team. When you think Alabama, you think running backs and play defense. You don't think running backs anymore. Skip, in a 6-year span, they had Eddie Lacy, Mark Ingram II, T.J. Yeldon, Kenyon Drake, Derrick Henry, and Alvin Kamara. You don't even know who the running backs are now because of this guy. See, we've seen, and that's what Oklahoma used to be known as a running back school. You remember Steve Owens and Billy
Do I remember him?
Yeah.
I think.
But then all of a sudden,
he became your researcher, Steve.
and then come White and Bradford and Baker Mayfield. Now they're known more as a pass team. Alabama was known for running and playing defense. This is the first time that I can ever remember. And I go back to watching Coach Bryant when he had Major Ogilvy and all those guys running the wishbone. Alabama used to run the wishbone. You knew that. They were
poorly. They did.
Not with all them, not
quite like OU. That's right.
Not with all those national championships they got. But Skip Bayless, it's not even close. I don't even know. I mean, if Tua does not get, think about it. For the next 4 games, he's not going to be playing in the 4th quarter because they got like Arkansas. His real chance is going to come with LSU. And probably the SEC championship because they get Auburn at home.
And maybe Auburn, but yeah, it's a home.
And they get, but Tua got this one. Tua got this.
Really?
Because guess what, Skip? We need narratives. We still remember the second half against Georgia. He won the national championship.
Yeah.
He got it.
So I'm going to be an objective Oklahoma Sooner fan here. Yes, I am.
Always.
I give Kyler Murray a good shot to win the Geisman Trophy because I think it might just get called the Geisman Trophy before this year is over because he is right on his tail and Tua is off to an all-time greatest start. There's never been a start like this quarterback has had through their 5 games. It's off the charts. But right on the same chart is the guy at Oklahoma, because let's do my favorite stat, QBR. Tua leads the nation at 98. 98 on a scale of 0 to 100 is just impossibly great.
Kyler's right there.
Guess who's at 97?
I get it.
98 to 97. Mr. Sharp, he's right on his tail with a 97. And let's do degree of difficulty, because Alabama predictably is now tied for 5th in points allowed. Oklahoma is 51st in the nation in points allowed and 90th in yards allowed, because I don't love me some Mike Stoops as the coordinator. I don't want to get you all in trouble here, but I know you got to go see him. But I just don't love I know you said their defense looks a little better. I'm not sure about that. So the degree of difficulty for Kyler Murray is off the charts compared to Tua, because he knows what the defense is going to do. It's just going to hand him the ball back again and again and again. And Kyler Murray, I'm starting to wonder, is it possible Lincoln Riley is a byproduct of Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray? Because Kyler Murray is legit, because I had no idea. I'd seen him like once against Iowa State last year, whenever it was. He ran one series when Baker got suspended. He is leaping off my TV screen because he's more accurate with more arm strength than I ever imagined. And the release is lightning quick. And speaking of lightning, his acceleration
it's incredible.
It's off the charts. It is Lamar Jackson-esque. It's right in the same ballpark on just pure.
You make it seem like Tua a snail.
Okay, he's not. He can run but he isn't as electric as this kid's feet. It looks like he's stuck on fast forward when he takes off.
And what hurts you on that QBR argument, because you're right, like the QBR argument, I get it, right? And I'm not suggesting Kyler's not playing well, because he's playing fabulous football, and he's such a dangerous player to try to defend, because he's explosive with his feet and he can hurt you with his arm. It's a really rare combination. But the problem is Baker just set the NCAA efficiency record 2 straight years. So this offense is built for QBR efficiency. I mean, that's what it does.
Maybe you got to do it. You have to execute it.
Here's what I will give you. I'll come to your side a little bit. Here's what I will give you. I do think the Heisman Trophy is won by not only numbers but moments. And I'm fearful for Tua that you're not going to have a moment when you're in a baseball cap in the 4th quarter. Now, that's not his fault, like Barry Sanders in 1988. But when you don't play in those big games, in those big moments, and you're not the impactful factor, that can weigh on voters' minds, in particular when Kyler's got a game like this week in Red River against a defense that has not given up 17 points in 3 straight games, against a defensive coordinator in Todd Orlando that, by the way, is 2 of the last 6 times Lincoln Riley has been held under 30 points. It's been Todd Orlando defenses, once at Houston, once at Texas. So this is his moment. If Kyler is going to overtake Tua, I think he's got to do it this weekend. He's got to play great on this stage.
It's not going to happen because nobody puts value. Look, Texas lost to teams who they've lost to. But we've seen, someone that comes up under Mike Leach. Name the quarterback that played in the Mike Leach system that hasn't thrown for unbelievable numbers. Name one quarterback. And they don't do anything in the NFL. But in college, from that system, they're going to throw for 15,000 yards. They're going to have 100-plus touchdowns. We've never seen in all of Alabama.
Are you talking about Mike Leach's system or coached by Mike Leach?
No, Lincoln Riley. That's Mike Leach's system. That's his system.
To a degree.
It's a little different.
I mean, he might have
got his teeth under.
He might have taken a little bit of this and added his own little flavor to it. But what we're seeing with Tua and Alabama, when have you ever said Alabama's offense is better than this defense? In the history of that program.
Certainly not under Saban.
He ain't going to like this, St. Nick.
I know.
He ain't going to like it.
And guess what?
He's going to lose credit here.
And guess what Tua has to do? He has to worry about Jalen Hurts, because that style of play, Coach Saban doesn't love that. Coach Saban, guess what? If you just run the ball and play defense, Coach Saban. But now you got somebody that can spin it.
You think Coach Saban wants a Heisman winner at quarterback? I think
he's going to have one.
Hey, if it gets him another ring, I think he'll take it. Again, this is the most dominant decade we've seen in college football history.
Ever.
And this is maybe, I would say, arguably the greatest coach of all time. And this single player has taken them to just a different level.
Alabama in scoring.
That margin for me is
that seems oxymoronic, doesn't it to you? Alabama in scoring offense.
54 points.
The #1 defense since he's been there. So you know he's going to keep a stank over there on that side of the ball. And now he got somebody that can spin it like Tua. And those young receivers. Ooh, Skip Bailey.
What did Darryl Roy once say about the forward pass? 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. So Tua is throwing a lot of forward passes, and St. Nick is thinking 2 of the things that can happen are bad.
Really? Because he hadn't thrown half as many passes as Kyler Murray.
Do you know how many interceptions he has?
None.
0.
Is that good, Skip?
Well, guess how many Kyler has? 2. 17-2. Really?
14-0.
I mean, technically, that's 200% more than Tua, but
14-0, Skip.
98-97. He's coming.
Yeah,
He's coming.
pretty close. And you said it,
I agree. It is close, but man, Tua.
That's the stage for this Saturday. If
I'm
he
going to
makes
be
a
watching
statement
this stage.
performance,
I think this is a Heisman type of game.
he needs to
For
show
Kyler.
up big.
The Heisman game.
How close is Dallas and Fort Worth, actually?
To each other?
Yeah.
30 miles?
45 miles.
Okay, they're close. Dallas, Fort Worth. They're not that close. Tua and Murray, they're not that close. That's my only point, Skip. But the road time.
You guys gonna watch Saturday?
I'm gonna try to get
over here.
You mind if I get close?
What? I thought you liked watching
Yeah,
those
get
games.
him on.
I'm gonna have to
I'll
do
just
that.
lay out.
You get nervous watching OU?
Do I get nervous?
Yeah, I mean, are you like wound up about it?
Especially against these guys.
I'll tell you, this is gonna be a
How
good
I
one.
feel about this.
Yeah, I listen.
Don't do that, Skip. Skip, don't
I
do
get
that.
it. I get it. This is the biggest Red River game since maybe Bradford McCoy in 08. Legitimate title aspirations for both
I'm going to be
teams.
watching and listening to my man Joel and my.
I sure wish old Oklahoma can get a hold of Bama in the championship game or something.
Yep. Jenny be on the field. She'll be interviewing.
Well,
I
be
like
careful
that.
because Bama's record against
okay.
Oklahoma
I'll see
is
what I
not
can
great.
do.
We didn't even care about Trevor Knight because we was upset because that kick six. We was mad.
You can ask Kyler about holding the Heisman post when he scores the
Really?
winning
That might be a little too soon.
Alabama's
but
about to have a run on
I'll
them.
tell him you say hey. Okay.
Maybe.
All right, Joel. Thank you for
You bet.
being here.
You bet.
We will have a good time this weekend. Will Kevin Durant leave Golden State? We'll discuss.
Are you going to bring us anything back from the state
We'll
fair?
see.
Fried chicken?